everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jennifer, and today we're going to take a quick look at the Chantecaille Lotus collection. This is the holiday collection. This is going to be an abbreviated video. I'm going to run through the four different products, put them on my face, do a couple of comparisons. I wanted to get this up quickly because sales are going on this week. It's Black Friday week, otherwise known as Thanksgiving week in the United States. Everywhere else in the world, yes, there's other holidays, there's shopping, there's a lot of shopping, let's be honest, and a lot of sales. So let me go through really quickly what these things are. All right, so we have the Chantecaille Lotus Perfect Blur Glow Powder. This one I'm really interested in because it says glow powder. Anytime I see glow in a powder, especially from Chantecaille because I love their formula, I'm excited. We have the Lotus Blossom Radiant Blush. This is what the packaging looks like on all of them. They're just different sizes. And we have the highlighter Luminex Lotus. And then we have, I love these. It reminds me of being a kid, I'll be very honest. The Cristal Lip. I just love the way they look. I'm kind of like, I don't want to use it because it's so pretty. Anyway, so let's get into it and let's do some comparisons. Let me pull my hair back. So first, if this is your first time here, hi, welcome. My name is Jennifer, as I said in the intro. I was a makeup artist for Chanel way back in the day, long time ago. And here on my channel, I review luxury beauty, fashion, lifestyle, and high-end items as well. I upload every week and I have videos that range from new releases, reviews, will I buy it, runs the whole gamut. I also have a Patreon page because if something is going to be like a sneak peek from a high-end brand, I need to put it over there so I don't get my channel taken down here. So if you like that, if you like the content today, it would be great if you consider subscribing to my channel. It really does help me out a lot. And if you like the content at the end of the video today, or if you want to do it right now, hit that thumbs up button. It really does help my channel grow. All right, let's go into Chantecaille. So if you're not familiar with Chantecaille, Chantecaille is a French brand. It has, I don't know if you'd say what it's, it has philanthropic products where they donate a piece of the proceeds to various charities. They also are kind of known for their French, sophisticated, elegant products. All their products work extremely well for me. I shouldn't say all. Most of their products work extremely well for me. Some products don't, but I will say that every time they come out with some type of powder product, it always works for me. They're finely milled. Even the mattifying powders work for me. They don't irritate my skin. I have very sensitive skin, if you haven't been here before, and I have rosacea. So they don't irritate my skin. I always feel safe with them, but they might give me more of a cakey look because my skin is dry. So I love the fact that this is a glow powder. I was just like, ooh, glow. So excited. So let's start with the blush, and I'll explain why in a minute. All right, so this is the Lotus Blossom Radiant Blush. It's a lightweight and radiant. This blush gives the cheeks a natural looking flush with a hint of pearlescence. Ooh, I love that. I love something that's a little bit satiny or luminescent because, again, as I've said now several times, my skin is dry. So I want to show you some collections, some blushes from their previous collections. And these, I think, are the same formulas, but different shades. So this is the Flower Power cheek shade. I'll swatch them all in my hand. This is the one from last holiday, which is the Pearl collection. I think one of my favorite designs from Chantecaille. That's the color. And let's swatch them all next to each other on my hand. So we'll do the flower first. These all have a very creamy feel. They have like a little bit of kick up in the pan. When you put them on your face, I don't get that at all, but it's very creamy. It almost feels like you're using a cream, but a creamy powder. You will notice that when you put it on, there is kick up. Like in the pan, there's kick up. I don't get it on my face, but now this does feel different. This feels different than the other two. Okay, so here's the flower. Here's the pearl, and here's the new one with the pearlescent. I'd say three things. One, the new one is definitely more pearlescent. The others were not. They're more satin. This one is definitely more neutral, leaning warm. So that's the second thing. And three, the formula is different. This is more of a true, more powdery. It's not dry by any means, but it's more powdery than the previous versions, which is kind of interesting. All right, so let's see how it works on the face. I will tell you that I actually have both. The reason I could grab those so quickly, I have both of those blushes in my top drawer for my vanity because I use them all the time. Oh, the glow is beautiful. Okay. And that's why I didn't use the highlighter first, because I wanted to see how much of a gleam this would give on its own. We'll put the highlighter over and we'll also use it like on the nose and stuff. I don't have any eyeshadow on today. I will finish the look with some eyeshadow so you can see what it looks like pulled together, but I just wanted to focus on the new Chantecaille products. And again, I wanted to make this video short so that you can have it for the sales. Okay, so that is a really nice, neutral, warm leaning, flushed look. My face is a little lumpy, guys. Sorry, I had laser treatment and I was hoping to wait until the laser treatment had like died down and my face wasn't lumpy and swollen anymore, but timing is timing. So that is what it looks like. It's a very light shade. I don't think this is gonna show up on a medium to deep skin tone. And if it does, it's gonna look more like a highlighter than it does a blush. I am very pale. To give you an idea, in the Chantecaille foundation, I use Aura, and like for Chanel, I'm a BR12. So I'm a very pale shade, a very light shade, and that's how the blush showed up. I'm using a soft cheek brush from Sonia G. So it's not like an overly soft brush or anything, but it's also not like super dense. I didn't use like, you know, a super dense buffing brush or anything. So I think you can build it up a little bit or use a little denser brush to get more pigment. But again, I think it's light. I think it's beautiful, but I think it's a light blush. I do have natural light coming in, by the way, as well. So you can just, so you know. All right, so then the highlighter. This is the Lotus Radiance Highlighter. Looks like this. We will compare it to the Pearl collection from last year, which I have to say is one of my favorites. So this is a very high bar. There was a little bird on it. I don't know what happened to the little bird. Well, I know what happened to it. I swatched it out of existence. But it has like a pinky, opal-y, silvery, it's pretty miraculous. I really don't know how they did that. So let's swatch this one comparatively. Now, this one is described as a luminous highlighter that gives the high points of the face a beautiful warm glow. So I'm gonna assume it has a warmer cast. I don't know. All right, so here's the original, here's the Pearl, and here's the new one. The 3 points of difference. The new one is more powdery, not as gleaming, and a little warmer, but the shades are similar. And that's what they look like side by side, just so you can see. Keeps focusing on my face, but hopefully you can see the difference. So in the swatches, this one is more peach. That's what I would say. It has like more of a peach shade. And then the Pearl one is more pinky opalescent kind of thing. So I'm gonna get, I'm gonna get specific with this. I'm gonna use a small brush down. Okay, that definitely, okay. So this is definitely something that highlights and it gives you that glow, but it is subtler, it is more subtle than the one in the Pearl packaging. What I would say though, still really, that's very pretty. It's got, like I said, more of a neutral tone. It's not, I wouldn't say really warm. I would say more neutral. But things go cooler on me, so that could be why. Oh, look at that. Wow. Okay, now again, I'm using a very small brush and it's very specific. This is one of the Zen brushes by Chikuhodo. This is the eyeshadow Zen, but you can see how pretty that is. If you thought the other highlighter was too much, like too shiny, too glimmery, you might like this one more. More neutral. Kind of every day. All right, powder. I'm excited for the powder. I want to see what this does. All right. So this is a Chikuhodo KZ1 brush, fluffy brush. Let's watch it for you, but that's not gonna do it. You're not going to see it on me if I swatch it. All right, so it didn't cake anything. My skin doesn't look dry. Just realized one of my earrings was upside down, so now that's fixed. You guys gotta tell me these things. Doesn't look dry. Actually looks quite nice and healthy and glowy, but we're gonna see how that holds. What I'm gonna do the lip crystal. Then I'm gonna go off camera, do an eye look for another video. I'll come back, and by that time, about an hour will have passed, so you can see how the powder like has settled in. Let me take a little bit of a powder puff. Okay, I found it. And let me take a little bit of this powder, and let's just see how it works for under eye. My problem with like an under eye powder, you know, I like to do that because it can lighten and really make the area look nice, but it can also aid you if you have dry under eyes like I do and the powder just cakes, because then it just settles into lines, and that is not an attractive look, at least in my opinion. So what do we think? I do think it set everything nicely. I feel like it's a little too dry for my under eyes. I like it more on the face, but when we come back from the eye look, I'll give you my final thoughts on that. I mean, again, it won't be final because I like to spend weeks with things. All right, lip crystal. Yeah, lip crystal. Make sure I'm naming it right. Pink Opal is the shade, by the way, which is perfect. I love opalescence. A dazzling pearl-infused shimmer lipstick that delivers smooth, comfortable color with maximum metallic shine. 18 months, by the way, on the lipstick, 24 months on the blush, 18 months on the highlighter, 18 months on the glow powder. Now, I'll make sure prices are all down below when I do all of this. Oh, this is fun. All right, my lips are dry today. We went from 70 degrees to like 40 overnight here in Massachusetts. Now, this is the lip crystal. It is very crystally. It is very shiny. It's one of those things, it's like a peach shade. I actually like the shade, but there's not a ton of pigment here, and really what you're paying for is the crystalline package, like the outside of it. But I'll also tell you, I think it's all through the bullet, because when I put it on my lips, it feels smooth, but I also feel like you're getting that crystallized metallic look. Maybe it's the metallic nature of it. Let me look it up really quickly. All right, so it says dazzling pearl infused shimmer lipstick. So maybe that's just what it is. It's the pearl. Can you see the pearlescence of it? It's actually really pretty. I don't know if it's worth the price. How much is it? Let me look. It's $50. That's a lot for a pearlescent glossy lip. That would be my issue, but I do like it. I think it would look really nice on top of something. I'll have to think about that one. All right, let me do the eye look and we'll come back, and then I'll have the finished look and we'll talk about the products, what I recommend, and my final thoughts. I'd also like to mention that Chantecaille did send these products to me. Thank you so much, Chantecaille, for sending it to me. And I always like to make sure I note somewhere in the video that, you know, whether I bought them myself or if a company has sent them over to me. And as always, my review will be my review. If I like them, don't like them, whatever, you'll hear an honest review, regardless of who purchased the items. We're back. So let's talk about the products and my thoughts on all of them. So my favorite thing out of all of this, I think, is the highlighter, which is a little surprising, but let me explain why. I think this highlighter is a good, everyday, subtle highlighter. And I like the fact that it's not dazzling, it's not opalescent, it's not any of those things. It's just a very nice, simple highlighter, which I know sounds funny, but there is a time and a place for, at least for me, having something a little understated that I can use without, like I can just throw it on my face and not have to worry about it. I don't look like a disco ball. But again, whether you want to pay the price, the Chantecaille price for this, that is a different question, because would I say this is like super special? No, it's not like the pearlescent highlighter from the year before, which was just, I mean, very, very special. This is $75. And the packaging is not my favorite. So I'm kind of iffy on that, but it's my favorite one out of all of these. The Glow Powder, this is the Skin Perfecting Blur Powder. Here's the thing, I actually like the way it looks on my face, but I don't love it for under eyes. It actually is caking a little bit, and it's actually making, I think, my eyes look, it's aging my eyes a little bit, so it's not something I would use as under eye powder. The Westman Atelier, far superior, in my opinion, to this one. Now, the Rosy Blush with the hint of sheen. Okay, I do love the blush, and I would rate it #1, but here's the thing. I think it looks gorgeous on me, and I love it for me because it is the perfect shade for somebody who's very pale with my coloring. Like, it's phenomenally good, and it actually looks really beautiful on. However, this is not gonna work on practically anybody else. In just my opinion, I just don't think it has the depth. So anyone else who uses it, it's gonna look like, I think it's gonna look like highlighter because it's so subtle. I mean, again, I think it's really beautiful. I'm trying to put it, let me put it on my hand so you can see. Like, it's so subtle that I think it's gonna look like highlighter on folks. Do you see what I mean? It's on my palm, so there it is. So it's radiant, it's gorgeous, I love it, but it's so subtle that I just feel like that's gonna show up as like a corally peach rosy highlight on folks. On me, yes, absolutely, I can use it as a blush. But on most folks, I don't know, I think this is gonna be too light. I'm just seeing, you know, so you can see it, I'm building it. I think it's buildable. I think you can make it deeper, but how deep? I doubt it's gonna be. Again, beautiful for me. I love this. And actually, this is something that I could easily travel with and wear for work, and it'll be perfect. But if I had to rate it for just me, it would be my #1 product. But for like everyone else out there, unless you're pale, I just don't see it. Now, the lip crystal, I love the lip crystal. But I love the lip crystal because I think it's fun, and it kind of reminds me of, like, I don't know, it's sparkly, shiny. I like that. And it does have a beautiful pearlescent look on the lips, which is really nice. But there's, again, not a lot of pigment there, not a lot of shine. I actually think a deeper skin tone, you're going to actually get more of a contrast. With me, you get less. So it's very pretty, and I think it's nice. It's a question of you know, priorities. If this is $50, it's a little pretty. So again, if you're a pale person and you like a luminous blush, go with the blush. That is actually worth it, and I think it's really nice. It's going to give you a look that I don't see very often in a blush because it's luminous, but it's also not overly pigmented, and it just looks beautiful on. It's also great for more mature skin, the way that it looks. The powder, I think, will work for people who have more normal to oily skin. I don't think it's going to be as great for dry skin. And the highlighter I really like for every day, but I just think that's a lot of money to pay for an everyday highlighter, $75. There are other highlighters that I have that are much cheaper and can't make that argument. That's not to say I don't like the collection. I think it's good. I think all the products are good. The formulas are really nice. It doesn't age me. The powder doesn't age me. It doesn't settle into lines. I put it all over my face. It looks nice. The colors are very pretty, but I think, again, muted. So definitely more towards, you know, someone who has a lighter skin tone. The packaging is not my favorite. It's not terrible. It's just, it's kind of minimalist, and the mint green, the sage green shade, I don't really know how that fits with holiday. I mean, I get it Lotus, but, you know, this time of year, I don't think it really fits. So yeah, I have to say, guys, you know, although I like it, there are other Chantecaille products that I would pick up instead during their sale. That's all I'm saying. So again, it's not a bad collection, but it's not my favorite from Chantecaille. So I'm always honest. I always tell you guys what I think. So love to hear your thoughts if you picked up the collection or what you're picking up during the sales. So thanks so much for joining me today, guys. Really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you in another video really soon.